Alright, so good morning everyone. So as discussed, this will be our final chapter for our applied business tools and technology. So for chapter 8, our topic for this morning is roles, application, and utilization of technology in the new normal. Okay, so for the learning objectives, Christine, can you please read?
Learning objectives. At the end of this chapter, the students will be able to discuss the roles, application, and utilization of technology, list and describe the new technologies used in the pandemic, and discuss the pros and cons and trends pertaining to technology application and utilization in the new normal.
All right, so thank you very much, Christine. So class, as discussed, these are the learning points that you should be able to acquire at the end of our discussion. Okay, so moving forward, before we move forward, sorry, as you can see on our title, it says that utilization of technology in the new normal. So we are all aware that we are still in a pandemic situation because we are hit by the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, March 2020 to be exact. So now, since we are part of hospitality industry class, mostly our industry is the most affected since we are not allowed to go big gatherings or movement of people from one place to another. That's why nagkaroon ng additional chapters in relation to the different utilization or usage of different equipments and technology in our industry during the pandemic. So ano yung mga changes, ano yung mga adaptation na kailangan nating malaman na nangyari or ginagawa na natin nowadays in relation to our adjustment in the pandemic. Okay, so first let's discuss technologies used in pandemic. So what do you think are the tools and equipment that we are currently using right now since we started the transition of our new normal after the lockdown? Anyone? What do you
Ma'am,
Yes, Francine.
technology po, mga laptop, computer, opo, laptop, computer, cellphones, yun po, ma'am.
Okay, correct. So most of the gadgets became relevant, became a necessities or needs for this kind of situation, especially in our educational sector, di ba? Nag-transition tayo from face-to-face classes. Now, nagkaroon tayo ng new format which is synchronous and asynchronous class. Okay, so those are some of the changes that we transition when we hit by the pandemic. So these are also some of the technologies that we are currently using right now. So the first one is the live streaming. As we are having our synchronous class right now, so we are doing the live streaming. So we are having a live discussion via virtual platform. Another example of live streaming when you are attending a webinar that is part of your subject course. So nanonood kayo or nagwo-watch kayo sa Facebook Live or kaya sa YouTube Live. So that's part of live streaming. While the people involved are inside one venue and then the audience are watching in different platforms. That's what we call live streaming. Next class is the 5G technology. So, now before 2G lang tayo, 3G lang tayo, but nowadays meron na tayong 5G. Meron na ngang 7, pero minsan sa ibang bansa. Pero sa atin, mostly 5G technology din yung ginagamit. When we say 5G technology, so these are the lines or the internet connections, yung bandwidth niya or yung reach niya. So, tandaan, when we say 5G technology, mostly ito ay mga wireless connection. So, you can use this outside sa mga mobile phones nyo, so sa mga tablet, that's 5G technology. Next is Wi-Fi 6. Yung Wi-Fi 6 mostly ginagamit to class sa mga establishments wherein they supply internet connection to the numerous number of people, especially sa hotel, di ba, pag mag-check-in tayo. So, they give us internet connection. Mostly Wi-Fi 6 yung ginagamit nila or Wi-Fi 6 yung tawag, meaning mabilis yung um, Mbps niya. And it can reach in a wide dimension. So kahit kung yung size ng hotel mo ay sobrang malaki or malawak, kahit saang sulok ka, nare-reach niya pa rin. So, ma'am, what's the difference between 5G technology and Wi-Fi 6? So, tandaan, when we say 5G technology, it is used outside. So, ano siya, may mobility. You can move from one place to another. Halimbawa, yung mobile phones mo, naka 5G yan. So, you can use that outside from one place to another kahit saan ka pumunta as long as may signal. Ang Wi-Fi 6 class, mostly ito ay mga wired internet connection. Kaya nga siya, or yung may mga connectors na dito may station kung saan dun yung main supplier. So, hindi mostly ginagamit siya inside the establishment, yung mga malalaking establishment. Next, facial check-in services. Mostly, class yung mga hotels natin, meron na silang facial recognition. Kung dati you have to fill out forms in order for you to check in a hotel or in an Airbnb or motel. Ngayon, class, meron na silang application wherein na, tatapat mo lang doon yung face mo and then they already detected it. So, doon na nila i-input yung information mo. Sa doors din, meron kaming napag-check-inan ng family ko when we went to Boracay last February. So, yung hotel doon, yung Coconut Red Palace class, ang check-in services na nila ay facial. So, yung pinto, kung saan kayo assign, itatransmit nila yung details nyo doon, yung face, yung picture nyo. Pag tinapat doon, kung sino yung nag-check-in, pag tinapat nyo doon sa facial recognition ng door assigned sa inyo, doon na magbubukas yung door. You don't need keys, you don't need cards. Just face the door, tapos ma-read nyo na yung facial nyo, then you can proceed or you can enter, you can check in. Robots, we are all aware that robots are being dito, manufactured kahit hindi pa nag-start ang pandemic. But mostly class, when we had the pandemic, or when we have the pandemic, mostly nagta-transition na yung mga establishment into robotics. The positive side class is, syempre, mababawasan ng um, papasahurin yung mga establishment. However, marami pa rin siyang downside or negative side. What do you think are the negative effects of having a robots in your business? Jean Rose?
Pag nag-malfunction po.
Okay, correct. When the robots malfunction, class, it pala siya. So, since bagay siya, it cannot control his own. So, hindi niya nakokontrol kung kailan siya masisira. So, it can cause security or safety issues dun sa pagsaserve niya na client or na customer. For example, sa restaurant, especially sa McDonald's and sa Jollibee, meron na doon mga robotics employees. So, kung masira or mag-malfunction, baka maitapon yung pagkain or what ma-spill sa floor, so it can cause danger or risk. Another example ng negative impacts of having a robots in our industry class. In terms of manpower, what do you think? Pauline?
Mawawalan po ng trabaho.
Correct. So most of the hospitality professionals, kapag pumalit ang mga robot class, mawawalan tayo or mawawalan sila ng kabuhayan or ng trabaho, employment, bababa yung employment rate ng mga employees or ng mga hospitality professionals kasi mapapalitan sila ng robots. But class, always remember that physical touch, human touch, or emotional touch cannot be replaced by any things or robotic things. Kasi iba pa rin kapag tayo yung nagsaserve because we can genuinely show our appreciation, our help, our services to them. Okay? So these are the technologies used in pandemic. Next class, the post-COVID-19 traveler key takeaway. So yung mga travelers daw or yung mga turista, ano daw yung mga na tawag dito, na-realize nila when we had or when we have the pandemic. So nung nag-transition tayo from new normal in the pandemic, ano yung mga kayo mismo, ano yung mga realization nyo? Okay, so these are some of the realization in our industry. First one, class, travel will be different post-COVID-19. virtual is the new normal. Katulad natin ngayon, we are having a class. Ang tagal na, almost 2 years na, coming 3 years na tayong um, synchronous and asynchronous classes. Same with travel. Yes, nag-open na yung mga establishments and mga destinations. However, there are still a risk and danger kasi still nandyan pa din yung threat ng virus. Next, the attitude to hygiene is non-negotiable. So, when we say non-negotiable, we are mandated to follow still the health and safety protocols. Washing your hands, wearing face masks, wearing face shields, vaccination, ano pa ba, yung contact tracing. So, hindi na siya kailangang laging ipaalala. That's given. We have to be vigilant and always take in consideration our hygiene because we should remember that our health is our wealth. Next, virtual human as the new normal. Katulad ko, class, I act as a virtual human to all of you because I am the one talking while we are having a class. Another points of virtual humans is yung mga robots or yung mga tawag dito, artificial intelligence, yung mga bots na tinatawag na akala mo tunay na tao yung kachat mo pero that's a computer. Those are programmed answers. Kaya 'di ba pag nagtanong tayo ng specific answers, yung mga sagot dun sa chat box ng mga establishments or ng mga hotels or whatsoever is redundant, paulit-ulit lang. Ang best example nito class ay sa airlines. So, nag-book kami last January for our tawag dito, Coron Palawan, pero nag-lockdown. So, refund. I asked for a refund. Now, the one who I am talking with is a chatbot. So, hindi niya ako masagot. And hindi rin naman sumasagot ang Cebupa kasi sa sobrang daming nagre-refund since nag-lockdown. That's what we call virtual humans. Yung mga artificial intelligence or mga chatbots na nakaprogram sa computer. Yun yung sumasagot. Next, contactless everything. So when we say contactless everything in terms of payment, lahat naka GCash na, naka online transfer, naka QR code. So we don't need a physical money to pay our bills or for the price. Same with the tracing. Value as the base currency. When we say value as the base currency, yung quality ng products and services na ino-offer natin ay nagbe-base sa kung maganda ba siya. So, kung okay yung service, so mahal yung singil. Pero kung sa tingin ng mga buyers ay hindi naman siya good quality, so they will not pay same amount of money for that kind of products and services. And lastly, social but without the crowding. When we say social but without the crowding, di ba yung mga Christmas parties online na lang, yung mga seminars, yung mga trainings online na lang. Same with your on-the-job training, but I hope and pray that when the time comes na mag-OJT na kayo, sana face-to-face na siya so you can experience how the real industry works. Okay, so but however now, I am handling 2 sections that they are having on the job training. However, virtual lang. So, hindi siya masyadong feel kasi mostly modules. That's why hoping and praying na sana in the next coming months, maging okay na yung situation. So, in the near or in the upcoming semesters, you will experience your laboratories, your other activities on hand. Challenges of the new normal. So ano yung mga problems that we are experiencing or currently encountering right now? So first one, class is model for live stream. Nawawala yung connection. That's why I understand most of you kung mabagal yung connection. Hindi ko kayo pinipilit to attend the class. That's your choice because hindi naman lahat ay merong internet connection and magandang dito, gadget to use for the virtual classes. So, I allow those na hindi nakaka-attend to do modules. So, live stream, mahina yung internet, napuputol yung internet, or yung mga gadgets na hindi na ginagamit ay hindi masyadong compatible dun sa mga activities. Next is food delivery applications. Ang challenges dito, class, is yung mga scams or yung mga phishing na nakukuha yung mga information na ginagamit sa mga fraudulent act. Okay? Next is privacy protection. This especially terms of payment. Yung pag ini-input natin yung bank accounts natin and boy, yung mga credit cards natin or yung mga GCash account natin, nahahack or nafe-fish yung information natin. So, nagli-leak and nagagamit siya para mag-scam or makuhanan tayo ng fund. Ay, nangyari to sa akin last week lang, class. So, I purchased a food from online. So, yung online page, meron silang online payment. You will just connect your card. So, kinonect ko yung card ko and enter everything. After 3 hours, may nag-text sa akin. So, nag-text yung bank na they will freeze my account for 6 hours for further investigation because someone is accessing it. Good to know lang na I am connecting my bank accounts through mobile, through online and may naka-OTP siya. So every time na may transaction, magsasend ng OTP or one-time protection code sa number ko. That's why hindi pa rin ma-access. That's why, class, I am telling to all of you that always have a second factor or a two-factor authentication. Laging mag-connect ng OTP sa inyong mga mobile number and to your Gmail address. Yung Facebook, meron siyang two-factor authentication. Always use that. But always remember all informations that you post online, whether you custom it, you private it, you only me, lahat ng pinopost natin online, class, those are publicly available information. Kahit yung mga sinesend nyo na kung ano-ano man na informations on your messenger accounts or your Instagram account, those are publicly available. That's why, di ba, may mga nahahack na accounts. So always protect your account, use two-factor authentication, and if merong something fishy, like may nag-send sa inyo ng notification na someone is accessing your account, always check it right away and change your password or update your details. Okay? And lastly, government regulations. When I say government regulations, the rules and laws na ini-impose ng government natin, especially nung nagkaroon pa nga kung are you aware, yung sa mga online seller na dapat daw pinopost yung mga prices, wag na daw how much, or PM cent, dapat nakapost. So, nagkaroon yun ng pansin sa DTI during the pandemic kasi lumakas yung online selling. So, natalo yung mga on-site business. That's why nag-raise sila doon ng concern. However, we have different predicaments or we have different considerations for each and every one. So, government regulations, hindi naman siya basta-basta na-i-impose. So, mahaba yung process na pinagdadaanan. So, but once it is being implemented, we should follow the rules because as a citizen, we are bound to follow the rules and regulations of the um, the country or the economy. In terms of government relations sa hospitality industry, di ba, nagkaroon tayo ng mga IATF, may mga protocol katulad ako. As you know, I am working in hotels and convention centers. So we are always waiting for the announcement of the Department of Tourism and the IATF kung anong alert level. Kasi sa different alert level, doon namin malalaman kung how much capacities yung i-accept namin na bookings sa hotels and sa venues. Okay, so these are the challenges of the new normal. And that's the end of our discussion.